There has been many a health guru coming up with strange plans to heal you. Potatoes only, that could work. What if you ate nothing but blended nuts? I've done all of them. I've tried each one. Joel Fuhrman is one. I got a question about him the other day. He's a guy. He came up with a plan. Here's why I and nobody follows his plan. Plus another question about vitamin D and tanning beds and how you'll age faster. So this question is as follows. Hey Casey, what are your thoughts on the nutritarian diet? Seems fairly reasonable. So in my beginning stages, I was just reading every book I could find at the library on health. So I read all of Dr. McDougall's books, and Joel Fuhrman was one of them. I've read his Eat to Live, and I kept up. I think I reviewed his book, this latest one on heart disease, and I was like, he quoted some study that was like, almonds lowered cholesterol like you wouldn't believe it. And then I looked at the study and it was like, compared to muffins, almonds were better. And it was like, people are quoting science on the internet and it's just like, how would that be useful in my life? If you're on a muffin-based diet and you switch to whole almonds, you'll probably be better off. But no one's doing that. No one would ever do it. So like, whatever, man. You hurt me that night, Fuhrman. But his approach, it's sensible. He'll live longer than me. We all know that. I do wacky shit. I'm doing grain-based, raw grain-based, as if that could work. But whatever. I'm having some success. Not a lot. I really like listening to Dr. Fuhrman. Like, he sounds smart. He's enjoyable. He's funny at times. I remember listening, there was like some whole health conference and he was one of the guest speakers, and I just remember him saying, yeah, that's why all the kids are bald these days. And I'm like, you're bald. Like, you're way balder than all the kids. So it's like, I don't know that I trust him much, but he's very scientific. Like, I trust that he's learned a lot scientifically, but I feel like it's too left brain, his diet. It's all science and logic, and beans are the best, and his whole G-bomb thing, greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, salad. I don't remember. But it was like, these are all the hardest to digest foods known to man. Scientifically, do they have all these benefits and they're proven? Yes. It's like, oh, these lower cholesterol. You'll live longer if you eat those. I can't digest your diet, man. It just hurts to look at a plate of his stuff. It's like all these beans, like the FODMAPs. I don't know how to overcome a FODMAP. I tried to fight one once and he won, and I farted on the way home and it was not good. I don't do well with a lot of plants. They're too hard. So like, I have to ease my way into it. But it makes sense on paper. His diet is just, he focuses on the micronutrients to low calorie type of thing. So like, greens are highest in nutrients, lowest in calories. So he focuses on those. But like, they're also really hard to digest. So like, I don't know if that's just a fart waiting to happen, his diet, or if you've healed everything you've ever known on it. It could be good, but it's likely science, like science farts. I hear all these people coming up with these theories like you just have to eat more fiber and you'll adapt eventually. And I have not seen that play out. Like, I have to avoid certain foods or I'm really gassy. It's not good. Like dates, I just can't, man. I can have one, sometimes two. The other day I was like, let's just ramp it up. Let's have a nice smoothie for once. 8 dates in there, and the gas, the funk that was coming out of me. Like, how do I turn such a sweet nectar piece of fruit into that hell? It smells like barbecued ribs, and it's just like burning. It's like, what did I do to that date? So like, I can't just live like you. And you want me to add beans to the Are you joking? Beans and onions and mushrooms? Like, what the hell are you talking about? Those things are, you couldn't chop it with a knife. The damn fibrous pieces. So like, I'm all for plant-based, but hot damn have I had to rework some stuff and like limit things. Like, okay, just papaya, beautiful. It's a nice digesting thing. Will it give me a zit? Probably. I don't know how to heal the gut. Obviously, that's very obvious. It's the only thing we've ever learned on this channel is that I don't know what I'm doing. But if you just want to live as a moron, you have to avoid certain food. You can't just, bean-based. I tried that. Greens and beans. On paper, I was like, super high protein. It was all gas. It's probably an amazing diet. Don't let me discourage you because I can't digest so many things. It feels like that's my mind talking. You see it. If I had a different belief, I would be overcoming this already, but I really should just stop this channel for a couple months and get my mind right and focus on like, I am healthy. I'm healing more and more every day. I can digest anything. Rework the brain patterns that have been crippled over the years and where I think I'm weaker than I even am. We can talk ourselves into bad health. I've done it. I continue to do it. So it's like, right the mind and believe. These are easy to digest. Beans, no problem. You adapt. Get your mind right. You'll digest anything. And then maybe Fuhrman's diet's okay, but you need to cook a lot of it. And that kind of is not raw. So like us raw vegans who have the real truth, anybody who's like basing their diet off cooked food, I can't take you serious. You're cooking food. You're a drug addict. You probably sprinkle salt on you. You're not a slug. That's how you kill a slug. But I've been focused on digestive health my whole journey, and his diet just scares me on paper. I'm just like, those are all the hardest to digest foods. I ain't putting them all on the same plate and eating it. No. So like, not my favorite. I might be wrong. Now when it comes to vitamin D, tanning beds, sunlight, I have some thoughts. I think sun is good. Yes, it ages you. Don't be one of those people who sunscreen, even though I'm indoors and under a blanket, I sunscreen every 10 minutes. Like, there's some people, and yes, you'll have beautiful pale vampire skin and you'll be great, not one wrinkle. Congratulations. You're not going to be happy though. You're going to be deficient in sun hormones. So no thank you to you. I see people weathered and aged, but they're smiling, those in the sun. So I go get sun as much as possible, but it's winter. I'm running shirtless, even in the minus 25. I don't care. I do it. And on those sunny days, it feels nice, even though I'm not creating one molecule of vitamin D. The shadow length on that one, the angles. I don't know how our flat earth dome fits into that theory, but we don't create a lot of vitamin D in the winter, so I supplement. I know it's rat poison. I know they kill rats with vitamin D. That's how they kill rats. I'm not a rat. I'm bigger than a rat. I could defeat one. So I take some. If you're like worried about infections, like I was months ago with the tooth thing, I was up to 10,000 a day just to like ramp up. You're not going to die to an infection when you got 10,000 vitamin Ds running through your blood. So it's like, and then I ease off to 8,000 in the winter. During the summer, I'll probably still take 1,000 and get some sun. What I don't believe in is tanning beds, vitamin D lamps. These things are not natural. I don't care who you are. You will age your face like that. Like if that's your source of vitamin D, no thank you to the LED lamps and whatever the hell they're made of. I've seen people who like to tan. Your skin is not normal. You're thick-skinned and not in the good way where you deflect emotional attacks. It's more like I'm a leather ball glove and people have hit my face with frisbees. Like, I don't want to look like you. So the lamps, no thank you. Vitamin D makes sense to get it from the sun, but if you live in the tundra, supplement. It's not that hard. You can't get it from diet reliably. I've seen Steak and Butter Girl tried it. She was like, oh man, nothing but carnivore, no vitamin D. Uh-oh, it's low. I ate all the high vitamin D foods. That's not how it works. I don't know what the deal is. There's a lot of controversy with vitamin D. People like living in Mexico, out working like on farms, and they're like, oh, I'm vitamin D deficient. I don't get it. You couldn't get more sun than they get. Like, I don't know what the hell. So vitamin D is a mystery, but it seems like be safe and take some, especially in the winter. Come on. You could, in theory, fly during the winter to meet Jillian Berry and do an interview, and you could do that, get your vitamin D that way. But like most of us are not going to do that. It's too far, and it's annoying to fly. And like the pilots were stuck with stuff, and they're dropping out of the skies. So it's like, be wary when you fly anywhere. You don't know who got the what. But it's like with B12. I don't know that my gut is making it on its own, and I'm absorbing it then. I'm just going to take some. It doesn't cause me a lot of harm, I don't think. Just a tiny little bit. I take a tiny amount every day. I don't want the huge dose that I would never get in nature once a week, once every 2 weeks. Just a tiny microdose. That's how you would get it eating meat. Just a little bit in the meat. If you cook your meat, you destroy it, by the way. Your B12 sucks. So stay safe out there, my friend. There's a lot of theories. Just go with common sense. Go with what feels right to you. Do you feel that you need vitamin D in the winter? You could test your blood. Is it even going to show you the right stuff? Because I see people in the sun all the time and they test deficient. Then I don't know what those tests are all about. Something's off. Something's off with blood tests in general. That's all I know for sure. So what do you think? Is vitamin D rat poison? Are you on Joel Fuhrman's diet right now? Let us know down below after you thumb up the video. You could thumb it down, but I think it's pretty clear why you're doing it. You're thumbing it down because on your potatoes tonight, you are pouring a blend of walnuts, raccoon livers, so you can already see where you're making the mistakes, beaver tail extract. Just because beavers swim faster than you could ever hope to doesn't mean that that will transfer to you when you take an extract of the thing. Salmon fight for their lives to get back to where they were. If you eat one, that doesn't mean that you'll remember where you live, asshole. So remember that. Take some vitamin D sometime. After you donate Bitcoin. Subscribe for a minute,